Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. So if it looks like I'm talking a little weird and my face looks a little weird, it's because it is. My face is jacked up. I honestly think I might have fractured my jaw right here. Messed it up when I was out of town. That story is for another day because it hurts to talk, and I'm going to try to make this quick. I just wanted to make this video for my people out there that probably have the same problem that I've had in the past, and I think this could benefit a lot of people. So what we're going to be talking about is how I think excessive screen time and just mindlessly scrolling on your phone can potentially ruin your life or halt your success in whatever you're trying to be successful at. So there is countless studies out there, how you've probably heard this a million times, like how just scrolling TikTok and Instagram Reels or YouTube, Facebook, it gives your mind dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit, which is not good because it brings your dopamine levels so high to the point when you're doing regular activities like busy work, some things that you should probably be doing, like working on your website or working on Google Ads or shooting that YouTube video that you're meaning to shoot, don't become even more boring, and they give you less dopamine because Instagram, TikTok, all this other stuff's just giving you dopamine after dopamine after dopamine hit, watching all these people do crazy stuff. And I know I didn't explain that very well, but like, it's not good. And if you think you don't have a problem with going on your phone and excessive screen time, you're like, oh, I probably only have like an hour or two of screen time a day. I recommend you to go and put the screen time widget on your home screen of your iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone and you can't do that, I don't know exactly how you do it on Android. I'm sure you can watch a YouTube video on how to figure that out. I highly recommend everyone that's watching this video that has an iPhone, update your phone to the newest iOS 16 or whatever that allows you to do this, obviously, and add the daily screen time widget to your phone and just look at it before you go to bed. And I guarantee a lot of you will be surprised on how excessive your screen time is. So once I realized I had a problem and that scrolling TikTok and Instagram Reels was like my biggest issue, I was like, okay, I need to do something about this. And I watched a few YouTube videos, came up with some methods, really just came up with this plan to go a week with really trying every time I noticed myself scrolling for no reason to just put my phone away and just not go on it. One of the biggest things I noticed when doing this was I would catch myself like about to go on TikTok and just scroll, or on Instagram and just scroll. I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'd put my phone away and I would just sit there like in my bed or wherever I was sitting in my computer desk and not do anything. And I was like, okay, I'm super bored. I might as well go do something productive, like work on my website or shoot this YouTube video that I wanted to do or read this book. And since I was not on my phone, those usually like super boring tasks that I always put off and always procrastinate to not do became more interesting. Like working on my website, I would rather sit there and work on my website than just sit in my bed and stare at the wall because it was so boring. So that was one of the biggest benefits I noticed immediately from not going on your phone, was that doing that busy work or doing that stuff that you really should be doing to be productive becomes a lot less boring and a lot easier to do because you'd rather do that than sit there and be super bored. The second thing I noticed after a week of trying to not go on my phone, especially before bed, because that was one of the biggest studies I've learned about, was how stimulating your brain and getting all these dopamine hits and all these blue lights in your eyes right before you go to bed can really affect your sleep. And with that being said, sleep was one of the biggest things I noticed improvement on, because I have a serious problem with doing a lot of like research on things right before I go to sleep. And if it's on a new business model or how this person's making this much more money a month than me in junk removal, or how to run Google ads this certain way that I haven't done before, if I'm doing a bunch of research on this kind of stuff right before I go to bed, my mind is just racing when I'm sitting there, my head on my pillow, my eyes closed, when I'm supposed to be trying to go to sleep and get a good night's worth of sleep. My mind is just racing and I can never fall asleep. And even when I am sleeping, it seems like I'm not sleeping, because like any second I can wake up and I start thinking about this thought again, and then it takes me forever to go back to sleep. Just putting my phone away and not scrolling on it and trying not to do all that research right before I go to bed definitely made a huge difference. So I highly recommend you do that. This is not no new study. A lot of people do this. A lot of people also just sit there on the side of their pillow with their phone probably right there with their arms laying on the bed, scrolling TikTok or scrolling YouTube or scrolling Instagram. I promise you that is not helping you. It's hurting you way more than it's helping you. And if you just cut that out of your life, at least for a week, probably will notice a difference. I know it is very hard, especially when you're not tired and it's an hour before you're supposed to go to bed. You're like, what do I do? I can't just sit here and stare at the wall. It's super hard, especially for someone that has ADD like me, that always wants to be doing something and wants their mind distracted. I recommend you get a book or something that interests you, like you could do on paper, that just won't put all this blue light in your eyes and stimulate your brain too much. Third benefit I've noticed from not being on your phone excessively is not seeing everyone's highlight of their life. Because when you go on Instagram or you go on Instagram Reels or whatever it is, Facebook, you see all these posts of people driving around in Lamborghinis, or someone snowboarding in Colorado and you wish you were snowboarding in Colorado because that's something I want to do. or someone jumping off a cliff in Dubai, and you're like, wow, that's super cool. I wish I could afford to go do that, but I can't. Just all of these highlight reels of people's lives that make you honestly depressed, and your anxiety go up because you're like, why is this person doing that? I should be doing that. Why am I not there yet in my life? All these people posting highlights of their life is not good for you, especially when they're not realistic. Like 90% of people aren't doing this stuff you're seeing online. Like that is like the smallest percent of people in the world are doing these crazy things and posting them online. And the only reason you're seeing them is because they're viral, and they're viral for a reason, because it's not common. So just feeding your mind with the thought that this is like common, there's people all around the world doing stuff that you wish you could be doing right now, is not normal. It's there for a reason. It's viral for a reason. So those are some things I noticed from excessive screen time, and some benefits I've noticed from myself going a week without trying to go on my phone so much. Some action steps you can take, I guess, from this video that can really help you out. Like I said, set the widget on your home screen of your iPhone and just come to the realization on how much time you're probably wasting on your phone. One thing you can do is try to cut that in half, and when you're sitting there bored because you're not on your phone, try to do something productive, like work on your website or work on a YouTube channel that you've always been wanting to start, or go to the gym or read a book. Do something productive, and it probably will help you out and steer you in the right direction. Another thing you can do, there is a function on iPhone where you can actually set a time limit on each app. Say you're on YouTube way too much, like 3 hours a day, you can set it to an hour and a half a day. That still is probably a lot, but it's still better to start somewhere than not start at all. Another thing you can do is on your iPhone, take all your social media apps or whatever you're on way too often and put them into a folder, so they're not just sitting there on your home screen ready to click. Make it a little bit harder for you to go and click on the TikTok or click on the Instagram Reels, so you're not just force of habit opening your phone and clicking on it because it's not right there in plain sight. I'm not going to make this video too long. I just wanted to share my experience and how I think it can really ruin a lot of people's lives, because say you're spending 6-7 hours a day on this phone, and all it's doing is making you more depressed, giving you more anxiety, and holding you back from working on your website, making your business more successful, starting that YouTube channel you always wanted to start, learning how to cook, going to the gym. I'm sure a lot of you watching this video, if you just took half your screen time a day and implemented it towards something you want to do or something you want to become successful at, it probably will change your life. That's all I got for this one. I hope I helped someone out in this video. If you enjoyed, please hit like and subscribe. And if you have a question, comment below. I'll try to answer it, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.